こに川がないのは不幸中の幸いね。もしあったらもっと直接生活に似たやつが出てきてた。
But anyway, yeah, there was when they were in the place outside of Tokyo. That's what made me think of that was they showed New Year's there. They did the udon thing, and they did like the bit where you're supposed to like chase the onis out with the beans or whatever.
Yeah,
like, it says you got to see Setsubun, you got to see New Year's. So it was kind of neat to actually watch that stuff. And that season was airing right as the era shifted. So right when they went into Reiwa, into the current you know,
after Showa.
Yeah, right when they transitioned from Showa into Reiwa.
Oh.
Like, that happened while they were filming.
Wow.
So you got to see the transition.
How they all reacted.
Transition night when it transitioned in the show. It was really interesting.
That's cool to have that recorded.
Yeah. Aoko continued, completely ignoring Soujuuro.
話の続きだけど、アリスの魔術の基本はマザーグース。って知らないか。イギリスの歌で遊び心に富んだメルヘンチックな。
So she'd be good friends with the nursery rhyme, huh?
I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
ただ、そっち系のプロイキッシャーは怖くないの。
I do wonder if like nursery rhyme would just get like passively powered up from being Alice's servant.
Maybe.
Just from high compatibility with their master.
That'd be kind of scary.
みんなそれなりになんとか魔術にも落とし込める範囲だから。
聞きたくないんだけど、そっち系じゃないのは。
マザーグースを下地にしたとある創作童話系。あの子のお母さんが好きでね。こっち系のはどいつもこいつも尋常じゃない。私たちから見ても勘弁してって言いたくなる。
The kind of upward like
hair
thing and the messy, it almost looks like
Arseed?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the moon.
Like a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious.
で、この遊園地を生き返らせたのはこっち系よ。
Oh. Which one was that?
多分フラットスナークってやつだと思う。私も聞き流していたから詳しくはわからないけど。
Ah, okay.
I do love that Alice seems to have named these things like their JoJo stands.
Yeah, a little. Random English stuff.
Soujuuro swallowed the discomfort making its way up his throat. He really wanted her to explain things a little less vaguely, but something she just said necessitated further investigation.
待て、青崎。あの子の話を聞き流したって。なんで？
Yeah, hang on. What was that part about you not actually paying attention?
Yeah, you
know,
it was like 2 years ago, my dude.
It was like boring at the time.
私が素人だと思って大げさに自分の魔術を語ってくれてるな、舐められてるなとか。
I thought it was like newbie hazing.
In truth, if anyone hadn't taken the lesson seriously, it was Aoko.
Yeah.
She would learn that lesson firsthand soon enough when she experiences how real Alice's monsters were.
Yeah.
She'd also discover how heretical the Meinster witches truly were in the world of magecraft.
その聞き流した内容は
何でも強力な結界を張るプロイだって。
Bounded Field, right?
アリスが受け継いだプロイは山ほどあるけど、その中でもえりすぐりの一つよ。捨てられたもの。忘れられたものを童話的に蘇らせるやつで、今まで誰も破ったことがないとか。
Yeah, well, nobody's ever beaten my black deck. The last black deck I built in Magic either, but that doesn't make it unbeatable. It just means nobody's ever done it.
Right.
それでついたあだ名が触れられぬもの。
フラットスナークじゃないのか？
それもあだ名。とにかく正体がわからないやつばっかりなんで、一つの個体に複数の名前が付けられるの。フラットスナークはその中でも正体不明さはトップランクのデタラメぶりよ。あなた、ルイス・キャロルのスナーク狩りって本知ってる？
Oh.
いや、そもそもルイス・キャロルというのは。
Yeah, well, he kind of got the name right.
そっからか。ドジスン教授はそうね、特殊性癖を持った妄想紳士ってとこ。 まあこっちは別にどうで
I
もいい
mean, yeah, you don't need the whole story, just the important part about the snark, I guess.
Okay, so let me start at the beginning. You see, thousands of years ago, life developed in, like, Ethiopia.
Well,
And
I might be going a little too far back.
and then Sumeru, not Sumeru,
Babylonia?
Sumer,
Oh, okay.
Samaria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Samaria happened, and,
Ah,
Babylon along with it, and
yeah.
Gilgamesh, who was, king of heroes.
who probably isn't appearing in this one.
Most likely.
今重要なのは彼が残した著作の方。スナーク狩りはね、スナークって呼ばれる正体不明の怪物を捕まえようと奔走する冒険家たちの話なの。
It was like the Cloverfield monster before the Cloverfield monster was the Cloverfield monster.
キャロルらしい皮肉ばっちり、支離滅裂、意味不明、結末不在の本当に困った本で、一行は島で苦しみつつ最終的にはスナークを見つけるものの、見つけたベイカーは唐突に姿を消して終わってしまう。
Okay, that's weird.
The butcher and the candlestick maker that came with him were totally fine, though.
Huh.
よくわからないもの探しに奔走する人間の風刺なんだけど、この遊園地において誰がベイカーで何がスナークかは言うまでもないでしょ。
Aoko elected not to share this, but Flat Snark had other popular names as well, like the Devil, the Corrupter of Souls, Loosey Goosey, the Enigmatic Island, the Five-Dimensional Plane. These names were not given to by Alice, but rather muttered by mages whom the Mindsters defeated.
Ah.
In mathematics, snark is a term used in graph theory to refer to contradictory and impossible planar graphs.
Huh.
A plane, proven to be unable to exist in this world, was given the name apt for an ill-fated existence paradoxical in nature. The fairy tale monster ascribed this name was said to hold no form discoverable by man. Aoko also declined to mention something else. Flat Snark was a fairy tale monster that could grow.
Great.
It would hide somewhere in the amusement park, continuously exhaling magical energy until the park completely transformed into a fantasy land.
脅かしてもしょうがないし。
You said that part out loud, though.
Yeah.
何か言ったか？
Oh, I guess she muttered it to herself.
簡単に言って童話世界の再生がフラットスナークの力なの。この遊園地との相性は抜群でしょうね。何しろ元々が童話を元にした遊び場だから。
Yeah, good place to bring that thing out, I guess.
It can bring fairy tales to life. Y'all better watch yourself, because, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. If this had been a business district, for instance, Flat Snark would have posed far less of a threat. At most, its power would be limited to projecting the shadow of a dinosaur onto a building's window panes.
あ、だからここは安全だって。
Soujuuro realized that something was wrong when he noticed a glutinous liquid dripping onto his back.
Boy. Yeah, out of time, huh?
He looked up to the ceiling. Their eyes met. Before he had a chance to think, Soujuuro hopped up from the floor.
青崎外だ。
Taking the initiative, he jumped out from behind the counter.
バカ、何して。
Busy trying to stop him from committing an act of unaliving himself,
Yeah.
she also came to her feet. Immediately, she noticed something being brought to life overhead. Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
The gargantuan mouth clamped shut. With no mascot to speak of, the burger joint itself began to transform into one giant monster.
Ah. Took some time, but yeah.
天井にピエロの絵なんて描いてんのよ、あの店。普通もっと違うところに労力割かない？そんなにピエロが好きなら入り口にでも飾っとけ。
Aoko aired out her grievances as she ran. There was no safe haven left. Moment by moment, the last remnants of civilization were being eroded away by fairy tales. Yes, clowns, that famous fairy tale monster.
Oh. There's the dragon roller coaster coming to life.
Oh no, Shenron's here.
Yeah. Oh.
The amusement park had reached the final stage of snarkification. It wasn't just the mascot characters that had been granted life. Like the burger joint, even the buildings had begun to transform. The roller coaster that made its way around the park writhed and twisted like a Chinese dragon. Aoko and Soujuuro stared dumbfounded by the Ferris wheel, which had grown to over 250 feet in height.
Jesus Christ.
How is the church going to cover this off?
It's inside a bounded field, so maybe nobody can see it.
Hordes of breadmen closed in on them as if to offer tickets. Mobs of trinkets, actually kickshaws, rampaged the park. Whenever a hole was punched in the envelopment, it was instantly filled.
Jeez.
It was a battle of attrition with no end in sight. But that was a matter of course, as there were few fairy tales about limited resources.
Yeah. Yeah, magic just kind of gets used endlessly in fairy tales.
How am I supposed to do that, Aoko? You never told me what it looked like!
It's not supposed to exist. Nice.
さっき言ったでしょ。童話の怪物は現実にないものだって。今までいなかったおかしなやつとか現実じゃありえないもの。
Aoko, I grew up in the mountains. I didn't know what a car was until 2 weeks ago. Everything is something I've never seen before.
Yeah, that street lamp looks impossible to me.
Please, tell me an example of what I'm looking for. You've described everything in my world recently.
Yeah.
Yes! Men made of bread!
I mean...
Aoko paused her firing for a moment. After saying this out loud, she realized just how deep their grave was dug. The amusement park was a treasure trove of fairy tale-esque creatures on any given day. Who could say what was impossible amidst the newly transfigured knickknacks running around?
Right. How could you possibly tell what's the body and what's just, you know, brought to life?
Everything in here is a weird.
Yeah. It probably is.
Hoping that she was wrong, Aoko bit her bottom lip. Flat snark was the type of ploy that deployed bounded fields. Seeing as it was commanding so many familiars, it wouldn't be unusual for its main body to have little or even no defense. This is literally just a JoJo stand.
I mean, yes, it is literally a JoJo stand.
Furthermore, it was modeled from a story about it being untouchable and unidentifiable. It would be logical to assume that it would collapse in on itself shortly after being discovered.
That would make sense. Right. Big if there. I mean, you'd think the main body would just be with Alice.
I would think the main body would have been with Aoko this whole time.
That'd be interesting, but where?
I don't know, it just slipped itself in her pocket when she wasn't paying attention.
Maybe.
Like, that would be great. She's just
Yeah.
been carrying it around this whole time.
That was actually a JoJo stand, too.
Or even Soujuuro, even better. Like, he doesn't like, he's just like, oh, I thought things like this were just supposed to appear in my pants pockets in the city. You know.
Yeah.
Thought it was normal. So this was closer to the truth than Aoko realized. For as long as there was the slightest possibility of it being hit by one of Aoko's stray bullets, it wouldn't dare appear in front of them.
Right, it wouldn't want to get caught in the crossfire.
Its true form was orchestrating the park from somewhere safe.
スナークは本の主題だもん。
Right.
常にページのどこかにいないと主人公の資格がない。
Where? Thinking in the most basic terms, the Ferris wheel was very safe, as well as a symbol of the park itself. Perhaps.
あの子を捕まえるのは
Okay, counterpoint. What if we just get Alice?
What if you just go up and put her in a headlock?
Her eyes opened wide at the sudden suggestion. While Aoko had been trying to come up with a plan to overcome the stalemate, it seemed Soujuuro had been racking his brain as well. His proposal was a simple one. If they couldn't find the snark, they just needed to take out its master, Alice.
If you can get through the barriers.
Well, you know, kill the horse the rider falls down. Alice hadn't moved at all from the clock tower. No, she had. She sat down.
Right, yes.
Floating was too tiring. Even from here, they could make out her figure draped in moonlight.
それは一番ダメ。
Is it?
アリスを殺してもフラットスナークは止まらないし、このトンデモが外に溢れ出すことになる。
That seems unlikely. It's gotta
Well.
be drawing its magical energy from somewhere.
だいたい私じゃあの子を殺せないから。よくて半殺しがいいところ。
I could make her half dead.
That would be a start. Maybe just throw a rock at her, you know?
I do like that those bullets appeared to come out of her hip. I mean, that's taking hip firing to a whole new level.
Yeah.
A bread man, angered at the insults hurled toward its master, moved to attack and was mercilessly burned to a crisp. Ooh, toast. That boob shot, though. The two stood, back to back, catching their breath. With no plan to speak of and no route of escape, they'd reached rock bottom. Meanwhile, the oddities were forming a circle around their prey, as if they smelled blood in the water. Were they to be dragged into a bakery for the oven, minced in the meat grinder at the butcher shop, skewered and paraded around atop the carousel, walk the plank of the thorny pirate ship? After 2 years of slumber, they were eager to welcome their new guests.
一応聞いておきたいんだけど
Yeah.
何？手短にね。今考え事してるから。
あの連中が何をしたいか嫌っていうほど伝わってくるんだけどそれってあの子の趣味なのかな
その疑問はなかったわ。連中の人間嫌いは遊園地の怨念とフラットスナークの性格じゃない。基本的にまともなやついないからアリスの使い魔って。あ、でも
Aoko was unable to deny that there were some similarities.
それは結構それで青崎の考え事って止める方法考えついたのか
期待させて悪いけどお手上げ。ま、あんたが殺されれば止まるでしょうけど。
Could you play dead? Like pretend to shoot him and have him fall to the ground?
とりあえず逃げよう
Search me, I'm out of plans. But if you died, this would probably end.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm good with continuing living, though.
え、しずきくん？
She blinked in surprise at the sudden turn of events. Soujuuro, who had until now been meekly following her lead, had grabbed Aoko's hand and pulled her with him into a unaliving charge towards the swarm of bread in an attempt to break out of the encirclement.
意味わかんなすぎ。なんで今の流れでそうなるのよ、あんたは。
Aoko nonetheless followed Soujuro's uncharacteristically gung-ho lead, cursing him all the while.
And firing more bullets again.
Soujuuro would not be able to break through the surrounding wall of enemies with brute force. Aoko regained her bearings and let fly a spray of magic bullets ahead of Soujuuro.
Do you have like a shotgun of bullets? Or like a big wide-range fire ring or something?
Maybe a small bomb.
Yeah.
They broke through
Any
the
other
net
spells?
and ran as hard as they could. At this point, all that was left to do was what they'd planned from the outset. Aim to get out of the park.